By the way, the Syrian civil war, it's ending. The mighty city of Mosul in Iraq, more than 1 million people large. It was the greatest prize controlled by the Islamic State for about 3 years. That was reconquered just a couple months ago when we were in Iraq, actually. And just this week, ISIS's official capital city, called Raqqa in Syria, was reconquered too, at great cost. The city is destroyed. It's really like Stalingrad. But that would be like conquering Berlin in the final days of World War II, conquering the capital. I'm not saying the threat of ISIS is over. We just had an ISIS terrorist attack in Edmonton just a few weeks ago. But the Islamic State, as a geographic entity with a landmass the size of the United Kingdom, which it was at its height, carved out of Syria and Iraq, that actual country is coming to an end. Now, I know this from my own observations. I stood in the Christian town of Batnaya in Iraq that was held by ISIS for 2 years until it was finally liberated. As you can see, it's a lot of rubble there too. So, yeah, I think Syrians, well, they can go home now to rebuild their country. I don't think we need to put them up in hotels in Toronto, especially during our coming Canadian winter. Who would want to live in a hotel for months on end anyways, especially if you had a family? You'd go nuts. The kids would go nuts. You know, I don't listen to George Clooney about much, but I mean, he's politically a leftist, of course. He's a pro-Muslim migrant activist, so is his wife, Amal Clooney. But he refused to let any Muslim migrants live in any of his many mansions. I mean, he's not that pro-Muslim migrant. But look at this. He and his wife donated more than $2 million to help Syrian migrants, not to move them into his luxury homes, not to put them up in a hotel in Hollywood. He donated money for them in Lebanon, which is adjacent to Syria, to give schooling for 3,000 Syrian kids who are in Lebanon. You couldn't teach 3,000 kids in Toronto for $2 million. You couldn't teach 300 kids in Toronto for $2 million. And that's the thing, spending the money in the area, in the region, makes sense not only in terms of cost, but in terms of a cultural fit. You don't need to hire special translators for the teachers. The teachers in Lebanon all speak Arabic. You don't need to make the kids learn a second language instead of math and things like that. You don't have to make up for a lack of a social infrastructure, from Arabian-style food to even mosques and culturally appropriate entertainment, I guess. No. That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.